Hello, my friends. Nice to see you again. My name is Jurgita, and you are here on my channel Tooth and a Half, and I'm coming to you from southern Norway. In this video, I will show you my current works, some problems related to them. I will also show what I knitted during my trip to Portugal, to Madeira, and I will show you some acquisitions. Unexpectedly to myself, instead of buying one ball of yarn, I bought a lot. And to be honest, I will not show you everything, so I could have something for other videos as well. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, before going to the main bits that I filmed before, I want to show you what I was knitting on my trip to Portugal. For the car ride to the airport, I took Rauma Vandre, this rough, rustic yarn. And I started knitting another pair of socks for our family friend. So I knitted the cuffs and I started making increases for the heel. Not much done because we live in a very nice mountainous region and the scenery is so beautiful that I couldn't knit. I just kept admiring the nature. So not much done. In Portugal, you will see what yarn I took to Portugal. And I knitted the socks using my method. And I think that wasn't the best choice. I think this technique, this way of knitting looks best on thick yarns. But this wasn't the thinnest, but it's a 6-ply yarn. And I think it's too fine, the pattern is too fine, too small to show the beauty of itself and of the yarn. However, I couldn't change anything. This was the only yarn that I had. Of course, I could have knitted just from separate balls, and that would have worked well as well, or maybe better, but it's already done. So these are the socks size 45. You know, I love knitting big socks. I guess because the knitting lasts longer. So I knitted one pair of socks. So I started knitting on the plane and in the evenings, or sometimes early in the morning. And then I had a bit of yarn left, less of gray and more of this Kata concept by Kata funny socks. I wanted to say silly socks. And at first I started striping 6 rounds of Kata yarn and 6 rounds of gray. But I saw that this yarn is simply melting in my eyes and I will not have enough. So I unraveled and started making 4 rounds of colored yarn and 2 rounds of gray. I also did some modifications with the color. I'm not very fond of the combination of the transition from these two nice tropical colors to this. I don't know how this is related to that, but I think they do not match. So what I did here, when I came to the place where it starts getting dark, I broke the yarn, took away these two colors and started again with these two, but I did in the opposite. when the blue ended, I attached the blue again and knitted like that. So you could see that, for example, here you can see that it was green, then it was blue. The blue started going into the dark color. So I cut it and attached again the blue, and now it's going into the green. What I will do at the end when I run out of these two colors, I don't know. Maybe I will have to go from green to a bit of red. We will see. It's not decided yet. So it's also size, no, this is maybe 40, 42, because I cast on fewer stitches, 4 stitches less, I think. Yeah. So these are my works from the trip. And now I want you to watch the short videos that I filmed, and we will meet at the end where I will show you my yarn acquisitions. Happy watching. Good morning. It's Sunday morning, and before leaving for Portugal, I want to record what I've done. First, let's look at the finished objects, and I have washed the socks. I don't remember if I showed you last time. Drops Fiesta, Socky Garn. Nothing new, all the same. Then I washed the socks for myself, and this is the yarn. This is the yarn Raumagarn Vandre. It's new yarn for me, though I had it in my stash for exactly a year. And I bought more because I found it quite cheap. And I'm knitting the socks in this yarn. This is very rough, jute-like yarn. It felts easily, and I think the essence of this yarn is to get felted so it becomes very sturdy and very warm. You can see the halo. How can I show you? In the dark? No. I hope you can see those fibers sticking out. And I washed using household soap. Just a bar of soap, and I just rubbed it really well to give this felted effect. It is recommended that you wash for at least 1 hour in 40 degrees, and then you give a full spinning cycle for felting. But I didn't want to do it, so I just rubbed well. I also knitted a pair for my husband. It's very, very hairy. And then I remembered that I have very special, very weird detergent that is with lanolin or I don't know what. But when you wash it, all the fibers just start sticking out, being very waterproof. And this is Sonnet for wool and silk. I've tried, as you can see, a bit, and I stopped using it because for most of the fabrics, my knitted garments, it doesn't work. It just becomes a bit oily. All the fibers stick out, and it's not even pleasant to touch. I don't know. So I will make an experiment and wash those socks in this detergent to see, with this detergent, to see how it transforms, how the yarn transforms. Then I started knitting the cardigan for myself using this mohair. I have 2 balls of each color. And now I will show you what I've done. Yesterday at night, I was watching boxing tournament, Usyk versus Dubois in Wembley, a legendary place, 2 legendary boxers. And of course, I was for Usyk. He's a Ukrainian boxer. He's undefeated champion. And I think it was his 25th boxing match and he won. So he's an absolute world champion. And as I was waiting, I was knitting my cardigan. And I've knitted quite a lot. You can see that now I can finish it. So it's time for the ribbing, but it may jump a little bit up when I add the sleeves. So I started working on the sleeves. And though the colors are very beautiful, look at this section. They are both quite dark and they make one block. It would be nicer if I swapped this color with the green. Look, if I do like this and add green here, by then I would run out of yarn because the yarn that I have is these leftovers. And if I use lots of old rose color, then the double-sided button band should be also in this color. I went to my yarn stash and by some kind of miracle, I found one more ball. But I don't have mohair. I have 2 balls. So for all the stripes and the sleeves and button band, I don't have this enough. I have to keep 1 ball untouched because when I make the double-sided button band, I want to be sure that I have the same shade, the same color here. So it means I could use something else for the sleeves. I went to check my leftover mohair and the closest color that I found was this one. It's a bit darker, but it's only this that I have. Then all other colors, as you can see, are very different. This is too light and it's a different shade. So this is knitting for all of the same, most probably. And then I found this one. It's the same cool shade, but it's much lighter and I don't know what to do. So I think I will use this. I'm not going to buy any more yarn. I have a lot of leftovers. I just have to use them up because the bag is not closing with all the yarn. So for the sleeves, they will be a bit lighter, I guess. I will knit a little bit to see if the difference is very stark. And I really hope that I don't need to buy, though buying a ball is not a big deal. But I'm leaving tomorrow. But I won't be knitting that in Portugal. So it doesn't matter. I can buy it later when I come back. So I will try it today. What else? What else? I also started knitting this Rauma Wandra socks for our family friend. It's size 45 and he loves wearing thick and warm socks. So he was very happy to get a pair, and I'm very happy that I have a person. I call them my knitting victims because they have to get my knitwear. So I started this. It's very little, but tomorrow we will be driving for about 2 hours to the airport, and I hope I can work on that. For the trip, I chose the yarn I'm taking with me. So I will be knitting socks because the yarn takes the least space in my luggage, though it's two big balls. So I'm taking Viking Garden Aurora, this beautiful light gray color. And I'm taking Concept by Kata. It's called Funny Socks. It's a 6-ply yarn. And it doesn't say, but when I look at the meterage, it's nearly identical. This is a bit thicker, but it will be okay. What I have to do today is to wind this into 2 balls and this into 2 balls, so I could knit 2 socks at the same time. I think I've told you everything that I have at the moment. So today I will be working on my cardigan. I will have to unravel these 2 colors and swap them. And I think then it will look nicer. So much about my works. You will see my knitting progress in more than a week. And now I'm going to record another video about my knitting notebooks. And I'm saying bye-bye to you, and we will meet very soon. I unraveled these 2 colors, the green and the ash pink. And I didn't add the bright one. So I was choosing between these 2 colors, and I added this, and I don't like how it looks. On the camera, it looks better than in reality. Okay, now I will try to knit a little bit with this here to see what we get. This is the color, the original color. This is with the lighter, and this is more pink. But I think these 2 are closer than this and that. It's way lighter, but I think it has this more pink, while this has more beigey or taupe color in itself. So I guess I will unravel this bit and we'll try knitting with this mode here. My first opinion was right. Why did I change my mind? First, I swapped the colors, and I think it looks way better now, because these 2 dark colors looked like one color block. My problem is that I have only 1 ball left for the button band, the ending of the sweater, and the sleeves, and that's definitely not enough. So I found a similar color, and I think I showed you, and I knitted a stripe and it's way, way lighter. And the difference is so big that I don't like it. So today I went to the shop to buy new yarn, and the only color that was similar to this was Filcolana Tilia. Now on the camera it looks very different, but in reality it was, well, it is different, but that was the closest color I could find. So anyway, I will do it, and I think it will be still better than this one. And I wish I had bought only that color. See, 2 bags, the white ones. So that's what I bought. This is what I got sent to me by post. And I have some more yarn and some more yarn. And now I will show you all that. Before we start talking about the yarn that I bought, I want to say some words about this top that I knitted maybe 2 years ago. I love wearing it. I find it very, very beautiful with these fine, delicate patterns. I knitted it using Viking yarn. I think it's cotton and bamboo. I don't remember now. It wears really well. It's very pleasant to the skin, so no complaints. Okay, so now let's talk about the yarn that I bought. On the internet, I saw a lady that was selling this rustic Raumagarn Vandre. And she had different colors, but as I had bought a lot of this, 10 balls, I think. So, and not so many of the dark, so I needed more dark so I could knit the socks my way. So I bought this. We have very gloomy, rainy day today, and we need rain because we had a very hot summer here in Norway, plus 28, plus 30 for a month. The grass is dead because we have very little soil, just like that, because we have rock. So the rock, and the rock goes out, so the rock gets very hot, and the heat goes under the soil. So it heats the soil from here, and the sun heats from here. So it's like in the oven. The grass is like in the oven. So my yard is all now yellow. So that's okay. The picture here is not the best. So the yarn is this moss green or military green. And I bought some balls. They don't look very full though, but I haven't weighed them. Well, it doesn't matter anyway now. I paid and I received. So I got 2, 4, 6 balls. So now I'm good to go and knit as many socks as I can. The socks that I knit using this yarn will go to my friends because it should be super, super warm. So, one acquisition. Then I went to buy Filcolana Tilia, this ash rose, dusty rose color for my cardigan. Another yarn that I got is Loppy yarn. and it's called Fiala Lopi. It's thin yarn, 150 meters, 100% wool. It's also rustic. And it was on sale because the lady working in the shop said no one buys this yarn because there aren't many patents written for this yarn. There are many patents written for Lopi or Alafos Lopi for colorworks, but not for this, and people don't buy. As it is no problem for me to, because I always do my own calculations, I went for this. And the first idea that I had seeing this yarn was a sweater for my husband. He had like, because the colors were so nice, I'll show you in a second. He had a similar sweater from United Colors of Benetton years ago when Benetton mainly sold stripy things. Remember, they started with the stripy garments, and now they sell everything. And I had a similar one. So he had from United Colors of Benetton, I had from somewhere else. And we had kind of a family look, and we loved those sweaters. He kept wearing it until it got holes and I couldn't fix them on the elbows and on the cuffs. I made a video call and showed him, and he just said, "Oh yes, please buy. That's exactly the stripy sweater I want." I bought a lot of yarn because my husband is big. I will show you only 2 balls of each color, but I bought either 4 balls or 3 balls of each color. For the gray, I think I bought 5 because I think that will be for the neckline and cuffs and all the ribbing. So you can already see how rustic it is, but it's not scratchy or itchy. It's very pleasant. Maybe I'm already like trained to love this yarn. So this is way, way more rustic. This is like baby skin compared to that one. Okay, so I bought dark gray. I bought this red. I bought dark green, beautiful green. Also bought kind of lilac fuchsia. And sky blue. Ginger brown. I would love a sweater used only in this color. I would love it. Then I bought lilac or purple. What else? Yellow, like mustardy yellow. Petroleum. And ink blue. So dark, I'm very sorry. I will try to do something about it. So I bought a lot, and I think that's too much yarn for my husband's sweater. I paid a lot. It was 40% off, nearly 50, maybe 40. So it was a good price. So I thought if I have some leftovers after knitting him a sweater that I will start very soon, I will knit one for myself, a stripy one as well. And And of course, in Portugal, I had to find a yarn store and to buy their yarn, the Portuguese yarn. Oh, by the way, the yarn that I was using here, Kata, Funny Socks, I bought this yarn a year ago in Portugal, and now I took it back to Portugal and knitted socks. So it was kind of connected, some kind of connection with Portugal. This time I found Rosario's for Maya's yarn, and they didn't have many options to choose from. So I bought 2 balls of this Christmassy color. And I think it will look very nice when I add green cuffs and toes and heels. I have to check if I have similar colors. So this is 70 wool and 30 polyamide. It's soft. I think it's merino wool, not regular wool. It's 50 grams and 185 meters. So it's a little bit thicker than the regular yarn. So 2 balls of this, and there I also, and if you're interested in the color, so it's 250. And another ball that I bought is also Rosario Mea. It's brown with orange and pinks bits. Very beautiful, but unfortunately they had only 1 ball left. Its color is, it's 113. And I think I will have to do some striping maybe with the brown. So I have enough for 2 socks. There's also another purchase that I made when going to buy buttons, but I will show you next time because it's not decent to show so much yarn. I feel bad. Well, I feel happy, but at the same time, I feel a bit bad because my yarn stash, instead of decreasing, is increasing. And all my promises not to buy yarn just are broken the very second I see new yarn. Okay, anyway, I think that's typical for most of us, maybe for all of us. Let me know if you are the same as I am, just buying yarn whenever the opportunity comes. I think that buying yarn is another type of hobby. So there are 2 hobbies. Knitting is one hobby, and buying yarn is another hobby. Do you also have those 2 hobbies, or which one prevails? Let me know in the comments. And so much for today. Let's not make the video any longer. Happy watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please write me a comment, leave me a comment. I'm so happy to respond and chat with you in the comments. So please do that. What else? Nothing. Oh, let me know if you liked my knitting notebook flip through. Have you found some ideas for yourself or maybe some patterns? Now I'm saying goodbye. See you very soon.
Tú eres el pincel que pinta mi papel. Tú llenas de color mi vida. Contigo me siento bien, eres como te soñé, así que ven.